before COVID and after COVID, what is really the difference? I mean, of course, after COVID has still not happened, but the main difference is that we have now Zoom, and we are using Zoom left and right, or Zoom or Teams or whatever. And it is enabled working from home for a certain section of people. Now, remember that only certain kind of work can be done from home. A lot of people who do construction workers or any other thing cannot work from home. So keeping that in mind, that has been certainly a gain. Today, we are able to have this conference on Zoom, which we couldn't have. The other game that I will sort of say is that now I see, particularly people saw for a period of 6 months or so, tremendous clean environment, clean roads. And as a result, there has been a certain kind of feeling that maybe we messed it up. With all the pollution and all that's coming back. But we did see for 6 months what it means. For example, what Chennai means with much less pollution. So there is a certain appreciation. Other than that, it is pretty much, I don't say that much difference is there between pre-COVID and post-COVID. Of course, the fact that pharma succeeded in a big way is something that we can certainly we certainly again. Now, when you ask me to talk on technology and manufacturing, I'll ask a question that what are the biggest assets for India? So what are the main gains? What are the main things that India has? First of all, India is a very large market. India's market is very large, of course, at the right price point. This is something that now we will recognize well. And wherever we can leverage, we have to leverage that. Today, of course, we don't leverage that. We import most of the things. But otherwise, India is a large market, and any manufacturing must leverage the fact that we can have numbers like 200 million, 300 million, 400 million pieces of product sold. The second, we have 2 million engineering graduates every year. And of course, there are other graduates from Polytechnic and other colleges, MBA and all that. But there are 2 million engineering graduates. Now, one will immediately talk about whether quality is very poor. I think that is all a perception matter. I think if we take those people, most of those people, we are able to train them very well in a very short time. And we can really, they are so talented. Our youngsters are so talented. I've found that in 4 to 6 months, coming from a tier 3 engineering college, they start delivering tremendous amount. So we have this talent, which the world does not have. So we have large market. China also has a large market. We also have a large market. And we have this huge, I'll say, potential talent. Talent is there, hidden talent. We could actually leverage that. And that is, these two things should try to make us the leaders. Unfortunately, we are today importing everything, almost everything. Not just phones and tech chips and laptops and computers, and we are importing refrigerators, we are importing televisions, we are importing most of the things. And in fact, China is the one which is gaining from our large market tremendously. Not being anti-China, but the point is a country of our size has to do our own manufacturing. And that's where I sort of say that each of us are failing. Let me start with design and development. I think it is certainly possible in India with the talent that we have, that if you are focused, we can design and develop almost anything. And in a relatively short time, at a cost much, much less than pretty much anyone else. I'll give you an example. 4 days back, I saw an article somewhere, somebody had sent it to me, that here is a Chinese car, electric car, being sold at 4 lakhs rupees for about $4,000 or $4,500, 4 lakhs rupees. Now 3.5 lakhs, 4 lakhs rupees. Now, We looked at that. We looked at what it does have. And that car has now beaten Tesla in terms of numbers. The total number of cars that is sold is higher than that of the Tesla. We keep talking about Tesla. China realized that those countries realized that at a cost of around 3.5 to 4 lakhs rupees, there is a huge market in China. And they created this car and beat it in 1.5 years, Tesla numbers. Now, I asked my team, what does it take to actually develop that? And develop that it can be sold at that kind of price, 3.5 to 4 lakhs rupees. India is again a large market, sold at that price, which means you have to make it at 2.5 lakhs rupees. My team confirmed that in a year's time, we can do something better than that. 1 year. And of course, it will cost us 25 to 30 crore rupees. We can actually develop that. We can develop every part. We can develop the batteries. We can develop the motors and controllers. We can develop the vehicle control unit. We can develop all the software. We can develop the rest of the car, and it can be done. It can be done in our lab, in Center for Battery Engineering and Electric Vehicles at IIT Madras. Now, this is what my engineers sat down for about 3-4 hours, went through the details, and say it can be done. The question is there a businessman who will take that up and really sell 50,000 units per year? You have to do it at volume, only then the price will come all right. 50,000 and at 4 lakhs, at 3.5 lakhs, not at 10 lakhs. Huh? Are there companies which are doing that? I have worked with Tatas a lot. I have worked with Mahindras a lot. Sorry, they will not do that. My perception. Sorry, I know Ramdurai is there. My apologies. But they will not do that. I know Ratan Tata tried to do that with
Nano.
With Nano, and I think something like this can be done. But somewhere, and something of a good quality. Something, I won't say it's a poor quality, good car can be done. It can be done. It can be in the market in 2 years. And we should try to get leadership. But my feeling is that's where either the design and development team will try to keep on publishing paper, doing some delta work, doing a little bit, not really take up the whole thing and sort of say, we will get there and we will produce technologies. As well as industry, I will say, doesn't really have too many of them. And yesterday I called Ramraj. My team was sitting and I told Ramraj, do you think you can find somebody? It will cost about, they have to raise 200 crore rupees, 250 crore rupees, and that they will be able to produce so many cars. And not that India lacks money. It is not that India has lacked money. I think, but somebody has a guts to really do this and sell at a price point at which we don't look up here, there, but we become the winners. I'll give you another example. 4.5 years back, the only time I went away from Chennai, I've been here now for 40 years at IIT Madras, and now I'm at IIT Madras Research Park and Incubation Cell. The only time I decided to go to Delhi was when Piyush Goyal, was a personal friend of mine, came and told me, come and work and get me electric vehicles and renewable energy. I went there. We realized at that time, 4.5 years back, that the cost of electric vehicles is high. We, however, were able to work with the industry. In about 4 months' time, we came with a concept of swapping a battery. Instead of a large battery that many of the vehicles have, we said we'll have a small battery, and instead of battery charging, we'll do battery swapping. Almost the whole industry had agreed. We even came with a standard, defined a standard. And in about 4, 5 months, 6 months, this was kind of ready. Unfortunately, Piyush Goyal moved from the power ministry, and then that more or less I had to also move. And I found that the government was not ready to even give clearance to swapping. They said, has anybody else? I mean, I went to department after department, 7 departments, went and talked to secretary, talked to everybody. Has anyone else done it in the ministry, in the world? I said, well, why can't we be the first? And they generally don't believe that we can be the first. They generally don't believe that we can be leader. In fact, there was a special interministerial group which heard our presentation. And they felt, including almost all the top ministers, finance minister then, Piyush Goyal, of course, was there. Gadkari was there. The then Niti Aayog chairman was there. They said this whole thing should work. There's no reason why it should work, and we should go ahead. But yet, basically, then objections started coming. No, we can't do. We can't sell battery without the vehicles. We can't do this, that, and all that. And up to a certain point, we pushed. Beyond that, we just kind of gave up and started doing this. By the way, the industry on the quietly started moving it. Ola, for example, did the experiment with this. We helped them. We helped several other companies, ride-sharing company, to do that. And October 2020, finally, the government of India announced, yes, swapping is good, and we have cleared swapping. Now, good, fine, we'll move from here, but we lost 4 years. Why? The only reason is that this idea has not been done somewhere else. They have not gone to other parts of the world. The secretaries have not visited, or I'm not blaming the secretaries. It could be anybody. Even the ministers have not visited other parts of the world and seen that some multinationals were not ready to push for that technology. Almost the whole of Indian industry, including Tata Group, including Mahindra, including all of us, were trying to do. Of course, Maruti was opposed to us. Almost every foreign company was. Toyota was opposed to us. Every foreign company said, no, what is this going on? And we don't have guts. Even with people like us standing up, answering every question why it can take off. We could have started 4 years back. Well, now finally it has been cleared. But what I'm pointing out, big ideas where we can be the leaders rather than the followers are not encouraged. I don't see, first of all, there are only a very few people who are ready to make products and develop it all the way. There are very few who are ready to bet on that. Ather, for example, did that from IIT Madras. We went ahead and said, okay, we are not a two-wheeler company. Today, we are the leading two-wheeler company. But it takes a lot of effort. It takes a huge amount of effort. And that also we did for premium product. We had also envisaged something that we can sell at 40,000 rupees. Every investor told, no. For that, we won't support you. You have to do that 1.25, which is going to the premium market. Well, I was giving up till I saw that this Chinese company has beaten Tesla. Why are we not able to do things like this? I'll take up another area that we are doing. I'll say we all understand global warming. Right now, we don't consume that much of energy per capita. But totally, if you take, we are the third largest energy consumer in the world. Only about 7 to 8% of our renewable energy comes from renewable energy. Can we take up a task that India will to go towards 100% renewable energy? For example, this research park is there, 1.2 million square feet. I have decided on my own that I will convert it to 100% renewable energy in about a year and a half, in 2.5 years. Can we do it for 40,000 such complexes in the country? You know the amount of money, amount of economy that it will generate, amount of money that it will generate? We are talking about hundreds of lakhs of crores. Do we have guts to do that? Will government not become a bottleneck? I don't want even necessarily their support. But if they start saying, no, you can't do this, we'll get into trouble. By and large, I want government to try to support us a little bit, or not stand on the way they did not understand in IT industry. IT industry we won, but that was 25 years back. Of course, since then we have gathered strength and strength. But how many more things can we not become the leader in other industries? I strongly believe that we can. We will leverage this 2 million graduates. I'll tell you, at least 1 million of them are very good, and they can take India very, very far. I think there are enough people like us who are ready to take up challenges and do that. Industry also has to be a little more challenges and say, India will be the leader, not always the follower. And the government has to pretty much either back us or at least stand away. That's what needs to be done. That's all. And I think I don't like the fact that everything we import from China. Not because I am against China at all, simply because there is no reason why we cannot manufacture all this in India. Thank you.